live at Liberty's Memorial Gym, where tonight's Service Electric TV2 Sports brings you the 2018 AAA District 11 Wrestling Finals. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome inside Memorial Gym, along with Darren Danner. I am Doug here. Thanks so much for watching our high school wrestling coverage tonight. And obviously, this is the beginning of that journey to Hershey, weekend number 1 of 3, as the wrestlers are preparing themselves to move on to an eventual state championship. And Darren, we always like to talk about potentially a team race or teams that may be competing for that. And obviously, with the way Bethlehem Catholic has wrestled this year in the team portion of the season, there's really no surprise that the Golden Hawks are 50 points in front of second place Nazareth heading into the finals.
Yeah, they've continued their hot streak, throughout the season, winning the team state duels, winning the Eastern Pennsylvania Conference and the district duels. They haven't let off the gas, if you will, having 9 guys in the finals and leading by far, I think 3's in second for what teams in the finals. So they've been not surprised them leading by 50 points here in the district finals.
All right, so let's take a look at the matchups that we have tonight. And again, they're going to go with a random start here in the AAA finals, and it's going to begin at weight class 138. Zach Ortman, state 4th from Parkland. Ryan Anderson, 3rd in the state a year ago. Both guys looking for surprisingly, their first district championship. At 145, we're going to get a look for the final time here as a district wrestler, Sammy Sasso, who of course just broke the Nazareth all-time wins record on Friday. He is looking for his 4th district title, taking on Cole Handlovic. And at 152, in those next couple weights, it's kind of interesting. Luca Frenzia Becca takes on one of the 2 freshmen in the field, Lenny Pinto. Caden Wright, a surprise for some, for Emmaus, a sophomore, taking on the 15th-seeded Mikey Lewis of Becca at 160. Cade Wilson for Nazareth, looking for his 2nd district title against Cole Painter of Pottsville. Pottsville's got 3 in the finals tonight. And at 182, Damon Moyer for Liberty, taking on Tavion Banks of Becca. Robert Spezza taking on Nate Stein from Blue Mountain, Spezza from Bethlehem Catholic. So a pretty good first 7 to get ourselves ready.
Yeah, a lot of good matchups there in the beginning. You talked about Sammy Sasso, ranked number 1 in the country, 145 pounds. It'll be exciting to see him for the last time here in the district finals.
We go through our second 7. Greg Bensley of Pocono Mountain West, looking to become their 2nd ever district champ, taking on Mike St. Just of Pottsville. Jonathan Pineda of Easton and Jace Krause will meet for the 3rd time tonight in the district final at 285. Matt Mayer, the freshman who wrestled all year, 113 down to 106 against Emmaus' other finalists in Peyton Brown. Matt Maloney, Nick O'Neill from Pottsville at 113. Sean Pearson and Cameron Enriquez, who wrestled a couple of times last year in the postseason. Enriquez from Stroudsburg, looking for his 2nd district title. Kenny Herman and Josh Mason at 126. And they'll finish off at 132. A 2-time state medalist, Patrick Gould of the Stroudsburg South, taking on Jonathan Myers of Easton. Myers in his 1st district finals. So obviously 14 weights, everybody looking for a district championship. We've got 4 guys looking for a multiple district title, including Sammy Sasso looking for his 4th. Don't go away. 138, our first weight, right after this on TV2 Sports. Welcome you back to Liberty's Memorial Gym, and what has become a tradition now where the AA wrestlers will wrestle their championship matches as well as the AAA guys. Seared AA will be on the mat to the right, the maroon mat. And as we say that, the fans here, and it looks like another great crowd, are now being introduced to our parade of champions. We'll pick it up in progress.
David Otter. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for our Korean champion. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll start the United States Peace Prize. As we pause to honor America, with us this evening to sing our national anthem from Liberty High School, Junior Mariah Nagle. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Set to get underway. 138 will be our first championship match. So will be here for Parkland. And Ryan Anderson figured out where the head table is. Still, I think he thought we were messing with him. So, Ortman for Parkland, the senior, 28-5. The Trojans' only finalists tonight. They take on Ryan Anderson, the junior for Becca, at 15-3. Interesting match to start things off. Anderson third in the state last year, Ortman fourth. Both guys finished third in the district. Anderson came back and won a region title a week later. Ortman finished third. So Ortman's been third, sixth, and sixth in his career at this district tournament. And Anderson, you remember, as a freshman, went 20-5 and did not compete in a district tournament. So Ortman's got 120 career wins to 41 losses, and Anderson in his junior year at 66-12.
Yeah, Ryan Anderson, one of the top wrestlers in District 11 at all weights, currently ranked number 4 in the country at 138 pounds. As you see Anderson immediately with the 2-point takedown. Ryan Anderson's a wrestler that motor just goes and goes and goes, and actually motor goes more in the third period than it does in the first. But if you got a style of a wrestler in Zach Ortman who can try and slow down Anderson, he's that type of wrestler. Loves getting scrambles, loves to roll around on the mat. And that's what he's going to have to do, try to tie up Anderson and try to slow him down. But not many people have been able to do that this season.
So Ortman's got 5 losses, Anderson with 3. All of Anderson's losses to outside of Lehigh Valley area wrestlers. His first loss to Real Woods of Montini Catholic, which is a school located in Illinois, lost to him in the Ironman, 1-0. Woods 41-1 and at 132 this season in Illinois. Quinn Keener was his other loss from Kingsway, New Jersey. That was at the Escape the Rock. He lost him 3-2 in the ultimate tiebreaker. He was a state champ at 132 last year in New Jersey. And Carson Manville of Wyoming Seminary is Anderson's other loss. That came on the 20th of January in the dual meet.
And all those losses that you talked about, Doug, 1-point losses, and that loss to Carson Manville, late move there by Manville to get that 5-point decision. You see just the power and strength, but good scramble ability there by Ortman. And just to throw some more, how big and how those losses, you see 3 losses. Oh man, Ryan Anderson ranked 4th in the country, 3 losses. Well, Real Woods ranked number 3 in the country at 132. It's all from Intermat. Number 5 in the country is Carson Manville at 138, and number 1 in the country at 138 is Quinn Kinner. So his losses are 2 guys in the country, and 2 of those, one guy going to Stanford, other Ohio State. So some legit losses, if you will, on that resume for Ryan Anderson.
Yeah, good competition. He's hit 15-3, a modest a record this year for Anderson in total bouts. Ortman comes in with 5 losses. These 2 didn't meet during the regular season. Anderson will take a 2-1 lead after 1. Ortman's 5 losses. Cam Robinson of Council Rock North by fall. Lost to Nazareth's Nate Stefanik 6-4. Gabe Honorado of Paulsboro, New Jersey, got pinned by him in 42 seconds at the Escape the Rock. Lost to PJ Crane of Malvern Prep 3-1, who was a national prep runner-up last year at 138, and then lost again to Honorado 4-3 in his same weekend. So Ortman's been tested as well. This will be a big battle for him. Anderson scores again to make it 4-1. Watching him in the semifinal over Stephen Storm of Pocono Mountain East, who was undefeated coming in. Anderson won 15-5, and it just looks like he just goes and goes, and it has such a variety of moves and options that he can score from.
Right there, he chose neutral to start the second period, so he knows Zach Ortman on top can be a beast. And you know what? Ryan Anderson loves to wrestle from his feet, so he went to a strong position, 2-point takedown, and then going off the edge of the mat. Did he relax Ryan Anderson? No. Zach Ortman relaxing a little bit. Ryan Anderson getting a 3-5 count for 3 near fall. So continues wrestling. His motor doesn't stop. That's why he's up 7-1 here early in the second period.
And outside of what Sammy Sasso has done in his career, These two guys are the highest finishers coming back in states. Again, Anderson was third last year, Ortman fourth. Sean Pearson, who we'll see a little bit later on at 120, also placed fourth for Nazareth. That's an interesting matchup between him and Cam Enriquez. They were fourth and sixth a year ago. There's 9 returning state medalists in this District 11 field, 4 returning district champs. Sasso going for his 4th, Gould of East Stroudsburg South going for his 3rd, and Cade Wilson going for his 2nd.
Back points coming here from Anderson.
Along with Enriquez. You have 3 more. Dent Gonzalez, our referee, in bout number 1. And Parkland's only finalist tonight. The Trojans have been shut out. 3 near fall awarded for Anderson. Parkland has not had a district champ the last 2 seasons. Looking to try to get one here, but a tall task down 10-1. Mike Ottinger taking over for Ryan Nunemaker in the corner for the Trojans in his first district tournament as a head coach. So the most AAA champs Becca's had is 5. They did that their first 2 years back in the AAA level 2 seasons ago and 3 years ago. They had 2 champs last year. And they do, if you missed it earlier, have 9, a District 11 best this year, 9 in the finals here tonight.
So it's going to be Ryan Anderson dominant in that second period. 2 sets of near fall points and a takedown to take a 10-1 advantage into the third and final period. Here you see the second set of back points. Ortman just laying there. Anderson he's got the Turk in, does a good job with the crossface, lifts that Turk up nice and high. You see Dan Gonzalez there counting out the back points.
Well, interesting there. It was Ortman's choice. The corner said take top. He thought about it for a moment. He chose bottom. Gets the 1-point escape, but the difficulty here is, are you going to be able to take down Ryan Anderson and get to a strong area for Zach Ortman, and that's on top. Anderson, great scramble, but no takedown as they go out of bounds.
We've seen it all year long and all tournament long. It's Ryan Anderson not only scoring points, but extremely difficult to score upon.
Stalling warning on Ortman. That's really the MO of just about every one of these Becca wrestlers you're going to see tonight. I don't know, a lot of people will be surprised that Becca would have 9 in the finals, or Anderson scores again. But maybe the 9 that got there. No Jared Papsey tonight. They got Mikey Lewis, Jace Krause, Tavion Banks. Maybe some guys that people were may be a little surprised that they're in, and some others aren't.
Definitely had a nice tournament. Has Bethlehem Catholic obviously looking to crown as many champs as possible here. And it looks like Ryan Anderson is going to be well on his way to getting the first of the night. But, I'll talk about it throughout the night. We've seen it. We say it every year. Districts, with the way the seeds works, they're not done manually. They're done with the point system, and, wrestling inside District 11 and how they do it. Some of the seeds a little off. Like, how could Ryan Anderson be the 2nd seed and Zach Ortman be the 1st seed? Well, it's a point system that they do. That's how that worked out. It usually works itself out in the end. These guys are 1 and 2. Does it really matter that Ryan Anderson was 2 and Ortman was 1? No, they're both here in the finals. But my point being is, what we see this weekend with the top 5 finishers in each weight class advancing to next week Northeast Regional Championship is you see different matchups, different ways. You're going to see different results. You see that quite a bit. It's great to have a good district tournament, but if you got 3rd, you got 4th, or even 5th, don't hang your head, because next week is a different animal, and it's all about producing next week, not necessarily this week.
What's interesting, too, is depending on where you finish in the top 5, again, is where you're going to hit next week. And that could be key. I think there's going to be a lot of, we saw it last year, we see it every year, a lot of differences for sure. Anderson wins his first district title Wins it 12-3 to get the Golden Hawks off on the right foot to start things off tonight at 138. So Ortman, that's his best district finish. He was third last year, third at regionals as well, and Anderson coming off a third place district finish last year. Wins career match number 67. It's a 138-pound championship. So we'll go to 145. Out number 2. Sammy Sasso's here for Nazareth. The senior's looking for his fourth region title. I'm sorry, fourth district title. He will be looking for his fourth region title next weekend. He's 30-1. First, third, and second the last 3 years in the state tournament, taking on Becca sophomore Cole Handlovic, who was 23-7. Now Handlovic was injured mid-season last year, so just went 10-5. So Sasso, he missed it on Friday night, broke the all-time single season wins record at Nazareth. He's now got 171. All right, let's see, break down 171. Got 170 Friday, 171 earlier today. Zach Horan and Tim Darling had set that mark at 169. Sasso scores first.
Yeah, as I talked about earlier, Sammy Sasso just obviously fantastic wrestler. He was ranked 4th in the country at 152. Now that he dropped to 145, they actually have him ranked number 1 in the country at 145. Rightly so, as you talked about with those credentials, Doug, and just been an absolute force for the Blue Eagles. And has not wrestled Cole Handlovic this year. Sammy Sasso for the team has wrestled all the way up to 170 at times. A lot of 152, a lot of 160, and 170 at times. Dropped down to 145 for the postseason.
Well, Handlovic gets the escape. David Carr is the only loss for Sammy Sasso. That one coming in the Beast from Perry High School in Ohio. 6-3 was the score. That was up at 152. He won a Ohio State championship last year. Maybe one of the better, if not one of the best guys across the country in any weight class. Carr,
according to Intermat, ranked number 1 in the country. And Sammy Sasso purposely stayed at 152 to face him. He wanted, he wants to wrestle the best at all times. So he went after it, didn't get the job done, but that's only going to benefit him throughout this season and obviously moving on to Ohio State next year.
Handlovic trying to battle this takedown attempt with a funk roll here. Sasso going to try to score. Under 30 to go in the opening period, and he will at least slide out, I believe, and convert here. Handlovic still got the leg.
Good scramble here by Handlovic and Sasso, staying neutral. Time is going to run out. So good job there of Handlovic hanging on, not giving up a takedown there at the end of the first period. Sasso will start from the defensive position to start this second period. Quickly to his feet. Nice whizzer wrist defense escape for Sasso. An immediate, quick, slick takedown.
Handlovic with the escape. Sasso with a forfeit in the semifinals. Alan Murphy of Stroudsburg unable to compete today. Sasso, this is his first action in all today. Another takedown. A couple of forfeit victories in the semifinals today. 7-2, Sasso up.
Quick escape there by Handlovic. Sasso quickly in, but his defense by Handlovic. He's going to try to do a little short arm drag. He's got that right leg of Handlovic. Needs to capture the far ankle or get this takedown. He's going to try to work the edge of the mat. Is Sasso not giving up on this? You're going to drag Handler back in. And there it is. Job well done there by Sasso to not to go out of bounds and get the takedown. Now just 25 seconds to go. Sasso working from that top position. Sasso loves that near side cradle. You know, Handler knows it's coming, trying to defend it, defense for it. So coming up with a game plan of a sort, not giving up, you know, the big move, if you will. But at some point, though, trailing by 6, so 9-3 going into the third period. And if you're Handler, I mean, you're in the district finals, going up against the best at the weight. Staying alive, staying in there right now. No sense in not just letting one rip here in the third period.
And obviously the Becca coaching staff trying to prepare Handler the best they can to battle Sasso. He earns the escape to make it 9-4. Sasso looking for his 4th district championship at Nazareth. Blue Eagles have 106 coming in. Last year, Nazareth crowning a district best 5 to win the team championship. Another takedown for Sasso.
Just a thigh pry right now for Sasso, waiting for Handler to make a move and try to capitalize off his move.
Six and a half seconds to go, third period, 11-5, Sasso leads. And they'll score again.
Sasso in once again on another shot takedown.
No back points awarded. Sammy Sasso will win his 4th district title. 15-6 is your final. That's career win number 172. Go to 152. So where we're going to see one of the 2 freshmen in the finals here tonight. First is going to be Luca Frenzy, the junior for Becca. He's 25-7. He'll take on Lenny Pinto, the freshman for Stroudsburg, who is 25-5. So it appears we're going to wait for AA to finish. even though they did start at a different weight. This will keep the medal presentation and whatnot all in the same order. So Frenzy and Pinto have to wait a moment. Just starting period number 3 at 1:32 in AA. Northwestern leading the AA team score heading into this action here, the finals, actually into today's action. AA guys wrestling at Freedom last night and then earlier today before coming over for the finals. Northwestern had a 5-point lead over Saucon Valley heading into the championship round tonight. Tigers with 10 alive, 3 in the finals. Saucon Valley with 4 in the finals and 6 in the consolations. So 46.4 seconds to go in the third period between Notre Dame's Ryan McGuire and Matt Peters of Northwestern. McGuire, a senior, was the top seed at this weight class. He is in the top position currently. Peters was the 2 seed for Northwestern. Point to McGuire that gives him a 3-2 lead. That was on a false start. There's full coverage of the AA finals will come your way after we're done here tonight. Courtesy of our friends at Blue Ridge. They were giving you some bonus action here, as again they're going to try to keep the finals matched up, even though they're not the same weight. Random draw, it's been a couple of years since they've done that now. And we're awaiting our third final, which is 152. So Ryan McGuire of Notre Dame is going to win this one 3-2 on that caution point in the third to win a title for the Crusaders. So back to AAA we go. And there's Luca Frenzy, the junior for Becca, 25-7. He'll take on freshman Lenny Pinto of Stroudsburg, who is 25-5. Frenzy in his first district final, he was 5th last year at 27-18, region 4th and 9-1 as a freshman, 61-26 career record. Pinto came in with some pretty high accolades at the lower levels. He is a 2-time junior high champ for Stroudsburg. First at 140 last year and won it at 112 in 2016. He's 25-5.
Man, like you talked about, just a freshman, very big freshman is Lenny Pinto, and that big frame he has loves to wrestle upper body. So if you're Luca Frenzy, you got to stay low, attack low, and not get involved in that upper body. And we saw Lenny Pinto, the freshman, in his semifinal bout against Connor Hertzig of Nazareth, came out with 2 big throws to get the big lead against Connor Hertzig, which he ended up winning 15-5. That was the difference, the early big move and throws that he got in that first period. But these guys did meet this season, so Frenzy is aware or has got a little taste of the style of Pinto, and Frenzy actually did beat Pinto 7-4.
Back on December 21st.
Yep.
This Stroudsburg team has definitely tried to get as much of a taste of the better tournaments throughout the course of the season, especially against teams here in the Lehigh Valley. Sean Richmond, the head coach in his 2nd year, getting some action here, getting into the Zephyr Bulls, and pretty good regular season for the team.
And Sean Richmond, a longtime coach, assistant coach, at Easton under Coach Powell, really understands that having a grind of a schedule during the season, the benefits it rewards you for the postseason, especially in District 11. Definitely going to help you out. Take some losses, get banged up a little bit during the season. That'll all help you here to come towards the end. Hence, Lenny Pinto, just a freshman here in the district finals.
So Pinto's 5 losses, Darren mentioned one of them with Frenzy. The other 4, Caleb Hetrick of Brookville, lost to him on the 29th of December 5-3. Hetrick was 7th at 152 pounds in AA a year ago. Jake Bloomer of Kiski by fall is another. Drake Bernice of Chambersburg by fall was his 4th. And Thane Lawrence of Fraser, 9-5. That was on the 13th. He was 3rd at 138 last year in AA.
It's a late shot there by Pinto, unable to finish as time expired. So we have a 0-0 first period. Forward pressure here by Frenzy. Now great hip movement and explosion there by the freshman from Stroudsburg to gain the escape and 1-0 lead.
And Stroudsburg with 2 in the finals here tonight. Cameron Enriquez is the other. Enriquez was the last district champ for Stroudsburg, winning a title last year at 113. The Mountaineers have 18. Their first was back in 1967, Bob Stetler. Sean Richmond coaching last year, so that was his first district champ. So they've gone back-to-back seasons with 2 in the finals, the Mountaineers. They finished 17-6 this year as part of their dual meet season.
And Sean Richmond taking over for the long time coach Matt Kleinley. 10 years he was at Stroudsburg, finishing off his coaching campaign with a state championship, first one in Monroe County history. Of Jake Jacobson, now over not too far from here at Lehigh, off and on wrestling 197. But Sean Richmond's really Matt Clowney had a very successful career, and Sean Richmond's taken on his own flavor, if you will, with this team, and just kind of continued with that. And Stroudsburg's been a very consistent team over the last few years.
And Jacobson has the all-time wins record at Stroudsburg, 146-22. District 11 Hall of Famer Joey Rivera is 2nd at 137. I was going to say, with Pinto's numbers at 25-5, obviously 4 years started has an opportunity to challenge that mark.
And you see the strength there of Pinto. Frenzy loves, he's got those long arms, does Frenzy, loves to hit the double, and he'll suck you in with those long arms. But you see the double underhook and strength there of the freshman Pinto, well aware of what's coming.
If Frenzy was in a battle See, trails 1-0 after 2, and Eddie Hay a banger in the semis. They went to the ride out, and Frenzy was able to win that one 4-1.
You see the escape, just a beautiful job. Once he felt the pressure come off him on top, Pinto released his hips and did great explosion to gain that escape, which is currently the advantage, but we'll see if Frenzy can gain an escape or reversal in his own right here. And so you got to be careful. You get too high, you get off balance. We saw that throughout this tournament in semifinals. I'm telling you, he will put you on your back, and you see there. Tried to go a little upper body, did Frenzy, and Pinto felt very comfortable in bringing Frenzy back down to the mat. Standing switch attempt there by Frenzy, good job. Good exploding and hip getting hips out from underneath by Frenzy. So we're tied up at 1. Both these guys really like to shoot from a distance, and talking about Luca Frenzy being long, and so Pinto for his frame, he's long as well, but he's pretty put together. Usually you don't see freshmen in the middle or up top here really with his size. And the feel he has with that upper body is pretty amazing. There's a deep double there by Pinto. And Pinto, this is quite the battle scoot here. Frenzy's going to be in better position to get the takedown, and he does just that. Good scramble there. Pinto looked like he might have been in control, but Frenzy, the better scramble there, and got the job done. Now leads 3-1.
I think Pinto gave up on that and tried to change his mind on how he wanted to take Frenzy down. Frenzy able to convert. His best finish in the district tournament was 5th last year. And he's up by 2 with 17.3 seconds to go.
Quick escape there by Pinto.
Frenzy's going to do his best to just run away on the mat. On 1. No stalling warning on Frenzy, so he pretty much could do just that. But back up again. There's the warning. And Frenzy's going to hold on and win it 3-1. 3-2. See if we get some medal presentation going here, or if we're going to go right on to 160.
Looks like we're going right through here.
So 160's next. It's our 4th final. Caden Wright, the sophomore out there for Emmaus at 26-4. And senior Mikey Lewis for Becca. He's 10-3. Wright, 26-7 as a freshman. Junior high champ in 2016. He's 52-11 in his career. Lewis, 17-7 last year, 9-1 as a sophomore, 4-0 as a freshman. He's never placed in the district tournament. Wright didn't last year. So Darren talked about the seeds, and they're based on a point formula. So we'll acknowledge where these two were seated. Wright was seated 5th, Lewis 15th coming in. And a takedown for Mikey Lewis.
And that's been his MO this whole entire tournament. Score fast, score early, and then hang on.
Yeah.
Mikey Lewis not with the amount of bounce that he would like to have in his whole career. Talked about every time he's been on TV2 Sports. Injury prone.
Yeah.
We see the shoulder wrap, the knee wrap, and that's why his record is what it is this year and throughout his career. Just unfortunately one of those individuals who's always struck with the injury bug. But if he has a full motor for 6 minutes, he's strong, he's powerful, he's got the technique, he's got the moves. His only downfall is him able to wrestle 6 minutes right now. That's his only downfall. He can get that under his belt. He can be very tough to stop throughout this rest of this postseason.
Well, we've seen that MO where he'll come out on fire and maybe score 2 quick takedowns. We saw it in the District 2 final, and then it's a 4-1 or a 4-2 final.
Right.
So we'll see if Lewis can stay with Wright, who, outside of Mikey Lewis, and I don't know how much of a surprise this is when you saw that Lewis was eligible to go, and no matter where he was seated, and he could potentially make it to the finals. But Wright knocked off Tyler DiLorenzo of East Stroudsburg South just 2-1 in the semifinals. So, this is pretty interesting for both of these guys. Let's see if Wright's very good in the scramble situations, can be very good on top if he can get to that spot. So Lewis has 3 losses. Matt Ortiz at Montini Catholic, he lost to him back in the 8th at the Ironman, 6-0. Ortiz went 44-6 this year, winning an Illinois state title at 160. He lost to LaSalle's Trace Sizemore, another Illinois wrestler who was injured, and now we got injury time on Mikey Lewis. It's the shoulder.
Immediately, you saw the pain there.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's popped out. You're going to see it right here. See, he tries to come, he throws it, and immediately goes down and grabs that shoulder. I actually saw this, I believe, out at Hershey too in Team States. Similar action, went down with the shoulder that's wrapped, and then eventually was able to continue. So hopefully it's the same situation here.
So injury time for Lewis. Now again, this is one time, and the next he loses choice. And I don't know if they're taking off the wrap or he wants to reposition it.
They repositioned it and re-wrapped it when this happened last time out of the Giant Center in Hershey.
Jim McIntyre has the injury time, letting the corner know for Becca. Jeff Karam says we're okay, so they're going to take this off. They're going to reposition it. Now the wrap readjustment basically still counts as injury time. It's not like blood cleanup. Now what I was going to get with Caden Wright, so Wright has 4 losses. He lost to Lenny Pinto 12-5, who we just saw wrestle for Stroudsburg. He lost to Becca's Luca Frinzi, who we just saw 2-0. He lost to Matt Arciolo of Becca 2-1 during the regular season. And Colby Idol of Wilson Westlawn 4-2 in January in a dual meet. So for a sophomore, another guy that's been real solid. Now Lewis is...
Yeah, he's showing the shoulder. I think it's you see it popped out there. I mean, he's trying to say that even though it's rewrapped.
Yeah, he's done.
It looks like we're going to have an injury default here.
Yeah. And I mean, Mike Eidegger, who was the coach at Parkland, had to deal with this his senior year. And it was really, you got to get through the season and hope that you don't have this type of injury again. So Lewis is unable to go. And I know there's a lot of pain there as well. So Caden Wright will win it on injury default and make it 133 as the time.
And you can tell he's in a lot of pain and frustration too for not able to continue.
Now, Emmaus's head coach is Nick Lefevre, who coached at Becca for the last, quite a few years. I mean, he was excited. Both of his guys in the finals are up against Becca wrestlers. He was excited to see how that would go. Going to be proud to have a district champ in his first season, but not the way you would have liked to have seen it happen, plus the fact we were excited to see that those two guys go. I mean, Wright, we haven't seen much. We saw him earlier in the season in a dual meet, so unfortunate for Mikey Lewis, and we'll keep an eye on him obviously throughout the course of the week if he's going to be able to continue next week in regionals. But Caden Wright, the sophomore, will win a district title. So just to clear things up, Emmaus has gone quite a few years since their last district champ. Their last district champ was Troy Newhart. He won one in 2012, and Wright will become the Green Hornets' 13th district champ with that title at 160. So again, we're waiting for AA to finish up. They're wrestling in the 145-pound final. Nathan Hobart of Palisades is up 1-0 in the third period with 1:42 to go over Lucas Chrisman of Palmerton. And our next matchup at 170, that's Cole Painter with his head coach Gary Keener getting ready. So over to AA, a little bonus coverage again. Hobart in the purple, Palisades singling up 1-0 with 1:25 and counting to go in the third period. And now make it 3-0 as he scores a takedown on Chrisman from Palmerton. Again, we'll have full coverage of this AA final after we're finished here with a AAA championship. Northwestern, Saucon Valley in a real nice dogfight for the team title. Wilson, who has 3 in the finals, is in third, and Notre Dame, we already saw them crown a champ at 132. They're in fourth. We'll go out of bounds with Hobart in control up 3-0. With 20 seconds to go in the third period, Hobart of Palisades in control. He's up 3-0. To 1 after giving up the escape, and now another takedown. So Hobart was the 1 seed at this weight class at 145 for the Pirates. He's going to win the district title 5-1. That's going to be your final. So we'll go up next to 170. Hobart winning for Palisades in a AA championship. But Cade Wilson's going to be here for Nazareth. The senior is 27-4. And he'll take on Pottsville senior Cole Painter, who is 28-4. Pottsville with 3 in the finals. And here's a program that hasn't won a district championship, an individual district title since 2002.
That's Painter immediately on Cade Wilson.
Well, no changes, they roll out of bounds. Wilson looking for his second district title. He was 8th in the state last year. Gary Keener, the head coach for Pottsville, is going to go over and get an explanation. He thought that should have been a takedown.
He saw Cade Wilson's hands hit the mat. He wanted to know if there was enough control there for the takedown. Obviously, Joe McIntyre did not award a takedown. So after the conversation, no takedown awarded. We're still tied at 0.
So Wilson 8th in the state last year, won a district and region title, was 3rd in districts and in regionals as a sophomore. He's got a career record of 103 and 41. Painter, in his first district final, Wilson almost hits a drop but scores the takedown. Painter was district and region 5th last year for the Crimson Tide, going 39-13. 30-12 as a sophomore and 20-13 as a freshman. So he's got a career record of 117-42 coming into the final.
Now, both these guys with many of matches wrestled between the two, experience very high on the mat right now. But it was Cade Wilson with the great throw there for the 2-point takedown. Cade Wilson, the majority of the year, wrestled up at 82 and 195. Majority of it actually at 195, even weighing so light due to the juggling that Nazareth likes to do for their dual meet season. But beautiful here, escape possible reversal coming here by Painter. Painter smartly gets the one, doesn't try to force the 2-point reversal, cuts the lead in half.
So I mentioned Pottsville's last district champ was in 2002. They've only had 4 as a school. Their first one came in 1965, and Josh Evans won the last Pottsville district title at 275 pounds. He was a light 275-pounder, but he did that in 2002. Painter got a finger in the eye, going to run injury time. Now, the Crimson Tide had 3 in the finals last year. For the first time ever, all 3 of those wrestlers finished second. The other in the finals tonight is Nick O'Neill, who was one of those finalists last year.
There's an escape. Good job of just prying out the legs of Cade Wilson. Taking his time, not rushing, doing a good job of just elevating the leg, kind of putting Wilson in a little bit of trouble, but as you see there, smartly gains the escape for the 1 point. Underhook inside trip attempt there by Wilson, well defended by Painter. A little different in styles, if you will. Long, lanky, taller for Cade Wilson, a little short, stocky, a little more powerful by Painter.
And Wilson just putting guys away really in the latter part of the season, whether it's in the dual meets that we've seen or here in the district tournament. He's got a 2-1 lead. Tech fall 15-0 over Dom Falcone of Easton in the semis, and 2 falls in the prior 2 rounds.
And we've seen that from Cade Wilson through, as you talked about, towards the end of the season, especially here in the postseason, and even up at 195 at times, wrestling, giving up 10 to 15 pounds and just putting guys away. So he's been on quite the tear here in the senior campaign. Invincible Wilson likes to work. He likes that top position, likes to put in the legs, likes to power half. We'll mix in a bar. Right now, it's Painter doing a great job of, you see that strength of Painter, able to get to his feet fairly easy, just not able to get away from the grips of Cade Wilson.
So as Darren mentioned, Cade wrestled up at 182 or 195 the whole year. His 4 losses, Josh Stillings of Henrich, he lost to him twice, 8-3 and 2-1. Stillings was a runner-up in the state tournament last year at 160. He lost to Jake Cardenas of Bergen Catholic 2-1 and David Schultz of Mount St. Joseph 4-1. All those losses came in December. Has yet to lose since the calendar turned, and again, none of those losses at this current weight.
And that's exactly what we're speaking about, the dominant second half of the season he's had. But he hasn't been able to break Painter flat. This is the first time he's really gotten the hips flat with Painter, and that's what you want to do when you're on top, especially with the legs. Roll some wrists on it, break the hips down. But you talked about Painter, very strong. Pressuring forward, hips flat for Wilson. He's going to try to roll that wrist under and sink in a deep half. Still riding on top is Wilson. Here's Painter going to try to trying to put Wilson in trouble late here in the second period. Reversal will be huge for Painter, but Wilson in full control maintains that 2-1 advantage. Try to ride Wilson. Wilson did right now. Hips are getting low here for Painter. Gets in trouble. Wilson feels that. This is where he's been very deadly in the second half of this season, putting guys on his back. But nice job of Painter rolling through. No back points awarded there, but a 2-point reversal. Wilson in this second period just being dominant from his top position. Hasn't scored any points, but just riding Painter out, being up 4-1 is going to get the job done for Cade Wilson. Your Painter got to try to somehow gain that escape or reversal. Either way, then it comes down to a takedown.
Painter trying to ball up a little bit better there off the whistle, but that didn't work. Wilson's going to get a count of nope. I thought 2 swings. But no. Dave Kroll doesn't agree with the non-call. And now a stalling warning underneath.
Wilson going to try to hit over. Trying to expose the back of Painter.
Wilson won a district title last year, his first. He's one of the 4 guys back this year, looking for at least their second. There's already saw Sammy Sasso and Nazareth with his 4th. Blue Eagles with 3 in the final. Sean Pearson is the other Blue Eagle in the championship. And Cade Wilson's going to win his 2nd district title 4-1. There's your final over Pottsville's Colt Painter. So 182 is next. David Moyer's out here for the Canes for Liberty. He's a junior at 30-2. And he'll take on sophomore Tavion Banks of Becca, who is 13-5. And Moyer was the district runner-up last year, region 3rd, went 38-11, and he was 21-6 as a freshman, 89-19 career record. Tavion Banks in his freshman year at Becca was district 6th, went 19-12, and won a junior high title in 2016 at 157. He's 32-17. These two did not meet during the regular season. Moyer, much like Cade Wilson, spent a lot of time wrestling up at 195 or higher. In fact, he wrestled the entire season at 195 or 220. This is his first time down to 182. And Tavion Banks could be a little bit of a surprise in the finals here as well, again seeded 7. So he knocked off number 2 Jared Jenkins of Freedom, and Hawken Matthewson of Bangor, who was officially 3rd. He beat him in overtime 7-5 in the semis.
Tavion Banks is most of the local people know, just a fantastic running back for the Bethel Catholic Golden Hawks, who obviously a fantastic football player, obviously a fantastic athlete wrestling, and what he's an athlete learning to wrestle. There's going to be a time and a point in his career when he's going to become that wrestler, mix that with the athletic ability, and that's when a person of his stature, being a sophomore, strength, power, speed, can be very deadly on the wrestling mat. And just maybe this tournament is kind of making that turn for the Golden Hawks. He's had a very mediocre season in regards record-wise, but a lot of the times he was thrown to the better kid in the lineup in order to juggle the lineup around for the Golden Hawks. He would unfortunately get the better kid for the opposing team. So just a matter of time till he really, till that clicks for that wrestler and he can take off. And just maybe this tournament, and if he can get a win here against the very tough Damon Moyer. But Damon Moyer is fun to watch. He can just go with the flow, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in a scramble, he'll stick you. We saw that in the semifinals, which he did. He ended up pinning Austin Spar from East Stroudsburg South while losing that bout.
He was down. You know, and I think the competing up at the higher weights, I mean, he's an upper body guy. He likes to throw. We saw that. And I think that could benefit him down here now. And Banks is another one that will tend to keep the score down. Is very good defensively. Very difficult to score on. We'll see if Moyer can go with him. So Moyer, officially coming into districts, is listed at 30-2. He's actually got 4 losses, 2 of them coming after the regular season is over. So here's the 4. Keegan McCord of Manheim Central lost to him back in the beginning of the year in December. He lost to Pekka's Robert Spezza, again up at a higher weight, 7-3. Lost to Nate Stein of Blue Mountain, who we're going to see next against Spezza. Lost him 7-5, and his most recent loss was to Cade Wilson. Wilson pinned him on the 3rd of February in 248. So again, all of those at either 195 or 220 as we're scoreless after 1.
And both guys feeling each other out in that first period. Not many attempts. Moyer was close on the edge of the mat to a spin around takedown, but no real aggressive shots by either wrestler. Just a feeling out first period there at 182 pounds. Immediately to his feet, but Moyer hanging on to that near leg. You see athleticism of Banks quickly to his feet, but unable to get away from Moyer.
Liberty with 2 in the finals. We'll see Matt Maloney a little bit later on down at 113. Has 110 district champs. Moyer looking to be 111. They've crowned a district champ in 8 consecutive seasons heading into this year. That's the longest streak at Liberty. When it was Bethlehem High School, they had a run of 9 straight years. And it was Carlo Perugini that won the district title last year.
Oh, yeah.
Up at 195 to keep that streak going. Now, Jody Karam in the corner for the Canes, he's got 24 of those district champs. Mario Stewart was his first. That was way back in 1998. Up to avoid a stalling warning, just doing his best to keep Banks down.
Well, if you're Banks, to keep doing what you're doing, getting your feet. The only difference is you want to grab a little hand control. You got to free your hips a little bit. Hips are staying sucked in. And when you get to that mat, keep kicking out, keep kicking out. Eventually, Moyer's either going to have to do something with that leg, or he's going to get hit for stalling. And if you're Moyer, you want to do exactly what you did there. Chop, break the hips flat of Banks, and try to work from there. Tie up a wrist, which he's doing right now. Wear your opponent out by pressuring down. You can feel like you're double the weight.
So the Banks semi was interesting earlier today. He scored a takedown late in the second period when Mathewson from there sort of slipped to go up. And then Mathewson hit a 2-2 reversal and 2 near fall to tie it, to send it to overtime. And what was interesting is that Tavion Banks scored a takedown in OT on basically a football tackle, but you saw that he still has the motor late in a match in minutes 6:30 or 6:45 to go, and then you wonder, like we talked about with Mikey Lewis, seeing that more consistently throughout the 6 minutes as opposed to either early in the match or late when necessary.
Yeah, that's the key, especially in the postseason there, and then you see the movement of Banks finally gains the escape. But to your point, I mean, a lot of time, if you just stay close, whether you're favored or not, you stay close, and then in that third period, if you have the tank, some of your opponents won't have the tank that you do, and that's where you can win in that third period, especially when there's, pressure and on the line, especially next weekend. This weekend, you got to get into that top 5, and you move on to next weekend. Obviously, there's pressure there, but the tournament's not as deep, if you will, because there will be some District 2 and District 12 guys coming in that, will create even more problems for these District 11 wrestlers next weekend. But once again, it's the pressure starts to build next weekend. And those are myself personally, some of the best bouts you'll see and exciting bouts you'll see are those semifinals next weekend, because you win in that semifinal bout that's in the morning. You're off to Hershey, the pressure's off, you're going, you just wrestle the finals and let it go. 1-0 lead for Banks heading the third period. And then what's very difficult, if you lose in that semifinal bout next weekend, you immediately drop down. A little different that we take Florida States now, District 11. You have to come back and win right away. You win, you're in. It used to be you had to come back right away, win. Then you go take a break, come back, you had to win that third, fourth place bout. And that's so tough to do after you're literally 1 win away in the semifinals, and all of a sudden you have to win 2 against very good competition coming through that losers bracket.
Yeah, it was always very difficult to immediately shake off a tough loss as a wrestler and get right back at it. It seemed to be one of the hardest things to do, because the turnaround is quick. It could be sometimes about 45 minutes. Moyer scores the first takedown near the edge.
That was a great reshot there. He took a shot, Banks tried to counter, and he lowered his hips. Good job, good double leg explosion on the edge of the mat, kept his feet in bounds for the takedown. So now Moore going to go to work from his top position. Once again, rode Banks for about half of the period in the second. He's got a minute 20 to work here. Lots of time remaining in this third period. Getting to his feet, but now wizard wrist defense needed here by Banks, but Moyer kind of losing his balance with that leg. Maintains it, but it escaped Banks. 3-2 in favor of Moyer. We might have our first blood time of the evening.
So this is the 6th championship we got tonight. Becca with 9 in the finals. Looking to crown their 2nd champ. Earlier, the Golden Hawks have easily
you see that
team race.
That takedown, right? Good job of just double legging a good defense, and then Banks just relaxed just a bit, and Moyer doing a good job of keeping his level low and just powering through.
Clean it up. More time was for Moyer. He's up 3-2, 54.5 seconds to go. we go to the finals here, this was after the placement matches. Liberty was sitting at third behind Nazareth, so I don't think they're going to have a chance to pass them. They will, which is 2 in the finals. But a nice tournament. Looks like Becca stays at 1, Nazareth will be at 2, Liberty at 3, Northampton was none in the finals, will be 4, and Easton will be 5. 20.6 to go. We got blood time again, so that brings us to this. Jody Karam's team had a couple of losses in the dual meet portion of the season. They're going to finish 3rd in the district tournament. Does he win Coach of the Year?
No, the season that they had was very, very, very good. I mean, talking about, you got to look at what they have on the table. This season, they had 1 loss coming into district duels to Bethel Catholic.
Yep.
And then they obviously lost to Nazareth in the semifinals at district duels.
Finished 3rd.
Yes, right, finished.
So they could finish 3rd. So.
Right. So, I mean, you got to look at what maybe the expectations, what they are. The stalling warning on Moyer. Banks in on it. He could possibly finish this, but there you see the strength and power of Moyer. Going to get the job done. Great finish there by Moyer and Banks.
3-2 is your final.
Here you see the beautiful head inside single, just off balance there by Banks. Moyer maintaining his balance and just holding on to the leg for that exciting finish. 3-2 victory for Damon Moore, grabbing his first District 11 championship.
He was a runner-up a year ago. So we go to 195, and that is the 4th or 5th guy that's come over to report to our table. I know it's
expected.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys, normally it doesn't happen. When they warm up, they're warming up in the back. They don't know what's going on.
Well,
they just see the first table.
It was Nate Stein that came over. I pointed over, and I think he just meant, all right, grab anything, but I meant go over to the other side. He's taking on Robert Spezza. So Robert Spezza for Becca, the senior, 22-6, and Nate Stein, the senior for Blue Mountain, 29-2. How about this? Spezza 3-5 last year, finished the season winning a JV district title at 182. He went 9-5 as a sophomore in Hackettstown, so he comes in at 36-16. Now Stein is just 29-2, 21-10 last year, did not place in this district tournament, and 13-5 as a sophomore not placing. So his career record stands at 63-17. So both guys will earn their first district medal with what happens here tonight.
This is one of you saw on paper. It'd be interesting to see. Stein just been very consistent all season long, and Spezza's just come out of the gate from December on. Just really, it's got the motor going and the ball rolling, if you will, for his season. He's been nothing short of spectacular for his senior campaign here for the Bethel Catholic Golden Hawks. But Nate Stein, we don't get a chance to see him since they're from the Blue Mountain area, but record speaks for itself. Some of the wins that he has speak for themselves as well.
So he's got 2 losses. Now that's Ross Myers, by the way, the new head coach of Blue Mountain. We'll talk about him in a little bit, but Stein lost to Moyer back on December 28th by fall, and Jared Ball of Hillard Darby, who was a 2-time 3rd place finisher in Ohio at 116 and 182 the last couple of years. So Blue Mountain, like a lot of these teams you talked about, goes out and gets some good competition. That loss was on the 27th of January. So Stein's seen some of the best, so this should be interesting. And Spezza, of course, is battle-tested wrestling this Becca schedule.
And that loss to Moyer also, he actually ended up defeating Moyer later in the season this year. So he's 1-1 against Moyer, who just won a district championship last match for Bethel Liberty. But once again, 2 different, you got styles here. They got the motor and shorter, stocky, and Spezza, and then the taller, powerful in his own right, but a little taller than Stein. Looks like we're going to have blood time on the mouth there, lip area for Stein.
So there's Ross Myers. So Ross wrestled at Blue Mountain. He just disappeared from the screen. He's in his first season, and here's this exchange.
You see a high crotch attempt and just good movement here. Good spin through there by Stein. Good movement, and Spezza trying to throw there, and there you see the head come up and hit the lip of Stein, getting cleaned up.
Yeah, so Stein's pinned his way through, so he's got 3 falls. So there's Ross Myers there just to the left of the trainer. So Ross in his first season wrestled here under Todd Kindig. His father, Harry, was a longtime assistant with Kindig and a longtime athletic director at Blue Mountain. So Ross in his first year, his team having a solid dual meet season to qualify for district duels. And Stein is looking to become Blue Mountain's 13th district champ. The last one was Corey Keener, who won it in 2012. So it's been a long gap for the Eagles to get one back. They've had some really nice runs during that heyday with Todd Kindig and his son Josh, and Myers on that team, Travis Moyer on those teams. From 2008 to 2012, they had 10 district champs in that 5-year run.
There's another high crotch attempt there by Stein, in deeper this time. You see the power there of Spezza. Scramble here, who's going to come out on top? Spezza doing a good job of hitting that ankle roll funk, staying on that leg. Stein going to need to break that grip. There's takedown for Stein. So takedown Stein, and they're going to talk about it, Mike Evans and John Fidelibus. Mike Evans, the head official for this one. I don't know if they're talking takedown or talking back points.
I thought they were talking back points.
You're going to see it here. You see the scramble, 2-point takedown, no back points awarded, but you see the scramble here. Right close to a fall there. There's the 2-point takedown. You see, no waves, no waves, no waves. So good call there for no back points. You see Mike Evans there. Good call all the way around. Even if they were talking if there was 2 early on, he did break the grip eventually, so it would have been 2. But the no back points is the correct call there and takedown.
Starts the period on top, trying to get a turn on Spezza, getting the count now. They try to finish it off.
You can see our first fall of the night.
He's got 3 pins so far in the tournament. We got him. 2:35 is the time.
Wow.
The Lehigh Valley's largest selection of new and pre-owned vehicles in one location is Rothrock. We have over 1,000 vehicles to choose from, an award-winning service team, ultra-modern facilities for comfort and convenience, and the best deals in the valley. During the Nissan Now President's Day sales event, drive the 2017 Sentra SV for just $89 a month, or a 2018 Rogue S all-wheel drive, now only $151 a month. Family owned for over 57 years. Rothrock, where the cars are.
Back to Liberty's Memorial Gym. Doug Eater along with Darren Danner. Real exciting finish there at 195. Nate Stein for Blue Mountain ends an 8-year streak with no champs to become the 13th for the Eagles. Great reaction by their first-year head coach too. High-stepping it along the mat.
I mean, no irregard that that's just a first-year coach excited, knowing, you know, I got my first district champion for my wrestler. He was excited for his wrestler, you know, especially going up against the caliber wrestler, Spezza. You know, it's not like he was the huge favorite, if you will. You know, Spezza, the favorite on paper to win that bout, and Stein not only got the victory, but got the fall for Blue Mountain.
And it was interesting too, both of those guys, Spezza and Stein, neither one's ever placed in the district tournament against Spezia, was injured last year, wrestled his 8 varsity bouts at the end of the season in the JV District 11 tournament. So he's turned it around in one season, gets a runner-up finish. So we're still waiting for AAA to finish up on the adjacent mat. They're in the 170-pound final. Colin Fegley of Mahanoy is taking on Hunter Kennedy of Panther Valley. Bonus coverage here of the AA finals, the full coverage coming your way after we're done here with AAA, courtesy of our friends at Blue Ridge Cable. And Fegley of Mahanoy is going to win this one 9-3.
Here's that fall by Nate Stein. Did a great job of just winding Spezia around and really had him there for about 20-25 seconds, but had both elbows tied up, pressured down, and just a lot of pressure there by the senior Nate Stein. And there's the fall by Mike Evans. An exciting bout there, 220 pounds and fall for Nate Stein.
So we go to 220. Greg Bensley on the mat to the left. He is a senior from Pocono Mountain West, 19-3, and Mike St. Justy of Pottsville is senior at 23-7. So Bensley is state 8th last year, district and region 3rd with 34-6, and as a sophomore, 35-9, district and region 4th. He comes in at 88-18. Mike St. Justy just 22-19 last year, and 10-16 as a sophomore, and 4-13 as a freshman. So his career record's 59-55. Now maybe a little bit of a surprise. He was again the 6th seed in this weight class, which was really wide open at the bottom. Stephen Schott, who was the 2 seed, won last night, but then didn't pass the skin test earlier, so he had to forfeit out. That's who St. Justy would have wrestled in the semis. He got a forfeit win. Meanwhile, Bensley's been dominant, 8th in the state. He's the 1 seed here. Had a fall in the semifinal, a tech fall, I should say, as he scores the opening takedown. The tech fall was 19-3 and 2-16 over Jacob Ma of Liberty.
And Bensley's been nothing short of spectacular, just dominating his wrestlers. #1 seed, proving to be the #1 seed in this 220-pound weight class. Mike St. Justy, actually this is his first time. We talked about some of the wrestlers, Cade Wilson going down to 170, Damon Moyer going down to 182. This is the first time that St. Justy has been down at 220 all season long, just for the postseason wrestler. All his bouts at 285 this season, so down here at 220, but going up against a horse in Bensley, as he now has a crossface cradle locked up. And you talked about Stephen Schott not passing that skin test. There's a few other wrestlers, Colin Murphy and a couple others, not passing that skin test, which is same doctors they used Friday. Checked them Friday, passed them Friday, but didn't pass them on Saturday. So a lot of rumblings on that. But now it's Bensley got Stott, St. Justy in all kinds of trouble.
There's a fall. 151 is the time. So Greg Bensley was 8th in the state. He is just the 2nd ever district champ out of Pocono Mountain West, winning this one by fall. James Gonzalez was the first and only other district champ. He won it in 2007 at 215. The last finalist was Josh Gonzalez, who placed 2nd in 2010.
There you see, just a nice crossface cradle. Really took his time and got a nice tight up there by the chin, and the key is that bottom leg in the side. Once he does that, relaxes a little bit, pressures down. Bensley gets the fall for Pocono Mountain West and grabs his first district championship.
And career win number 89, first time in the finals, and obviously the guy on paper that we thought could be the favorite. So let's go ahead to that bonus coverage again in AA. They're at 182. Matt Lewandowski of Mahanoy, the top seed at this weight class, taking on Derek Beckham of Panther Valley. So another Mahanoy Panther Valley matchup. And Lewandowski currently leading this one 2-1 as we're in the second period, make it 4-1 with that takedown. 30 seconds to go in the second period. With Lewandowski in front 4-1. Trying to keep the finals on track with both the AAA and AA. We're going to go to 285 next on the AAA mat when we resume action. It's been a few years now where they've brought the AA guys over. They'll wrestle everything except for the placement matches of freedom. They come over here, and once again they bring a good crowd. 4-1 after 2 in favor of Lewandowski. He was 6th in the state last year for Mahanoy area at 170. He has a win this year over Cole Painter of Pottsville that we saw earlier at 170. Injury time. And Lewandowski was up 6-1 in the third. 1:27 to go. So let's go back to our Jody Karam conversation. I kind of put you on the spot with a few seconds left there. Obviously what Jeff's done at Becca, but I think a lot of people treat him, well, it's supposed to happen, so we look elsewhere. 24-2 during the dual meet season. Going to be a top 3 finish again in districts with this team. Maybe the best dual meet team he's had in quite a while. Outside of that, I don't know where else they would go for that award, which will be presented at the end of tonight.
Yeah, I mean, voted on by the coaches. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But, I mean, you can't disregard what Coach Karam and his staff has done. I mean, they just dominated District 11 all the way through. Had a great, obviously, team tournament out at state, defeating Kiski area for that state title. And it's very tough. Probably, you know, on paper, probably the second best team in the state is Erie Cathedral Prep. And fantastic battle in the semifinals. You know, they did what they, if you look on paper, what they're supposed to do. But at the same time, it's not easy to do that all the time. Just because, oh, we have this, and that, you're going to win, here's your gold medal, gold trophy. But that's not the case. They got to go out there and wrestle. And they proved that. They've done it. They dominated the EPC. They beat Nazareth in dominant fashion. They did it in district duels again. And out of team states, they got the job done and won a gold medal there. So it's tough not to look at that as well. But and on the, like you talked about, and on the other hand, Coach Cole and Nazareth had a fantastic season too. But did they live up to their expectations? I mean, you don't base a Coach of the Year trophy on expectations. All coaches, all teams had the same expectation for the most part. But you talk about Liberty, Coach Karam and their staff. They got, they 24-3, losing just to the top teams in the area. And you talked about it. You definitely one of their best dual meet teams that Coach Karam, Jody Karam, has ever had.
So what's interesting too is the influx of the younger guys. So we talked about Sean Richmond already in his second year at Stroudsburg. We're going to see Jamar Billman at Easton when Jonathan Myers closes the night, his second season. Had an opportunity to talk to Josh Haynes, who wrestled at Northampton. He's a first-year head coach at Pocono Mount East. We talked about Ross Myers at Blue Mountain. We talked about Nickel Fever at Emmaus, his first year. Younger guys coming in. I mean, Jody Karam, 25 years has been at Liberty. It's amazing. And even Seth Lisa, who's about 5 or 6 or 7 years at Northampton, is becoming one of the old guards. It's interesting to see these guys that are coming from success at other programs, whether it's as a coach and or a wrestler, take over at these programs that, Stroudsburg's obviously been one of the most consistent, but Emmaus needs to regroup, Pocono Mountain East needs to regroup. It'll be interesting to see how long it takes and if they're able to get back with the elite in the Valley and make it more than just 3 or 4 teams every year.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. The numbers are dwindling. The depth is dwindling.
They got in their park, I'm going to leave him out.
Yeah, so the young coaches, I think, is a fantastic thing, and the fact that all these young coaches are from the area, that helps tremendously. You see a lot of coaches, head coaches, and their staff from that alumni from that specific high school, and that's huge. I mean, that keeps the numbers there. The tradition stays, and that's what you need. You need that tradition. I mean, there's multiple things that need to happen. Young coaches. You got to have more wrestlers. You got to develop these young wrestlers. Numbers are there down low. It's just getting these kids to stay with it through high school and having kids stay within their area longer, making teams more, keeping those teams deep, from 1 through 14 and not just having 8 kids in the lineup. So it's tough, but I think we have the right pieces in place to do that with these young coaches, just building blocks to getting them more stable, 2 or 3 teams at the top every year.
Now, Haynes said he hopes 3 years at Pocono Mountain East. We'll see. Jace Krause, Jonathan Pineda. We saw Jace Krause, the junior for Becca, 11-5 at 285. Jonathan Pineda, the senior for Easton, at 28-4. Pineda, District 3rd, Region 5th last year, went 38-11. Just 1-0 as a sophomore. Junior high 5th as a freshman at 212. 67-15 is his career record. Krause is 11-5, 18-11 District 4th at Freedom last year, 7-11 at Becca as a freshman, junior high champion at 212 in 2015. So he comes in at 36-27. Now these two guys have met twice this year. Pineda's won both of those matches, 8-3 on January 13th and 7-3 on February 1st. Pineda was the 1 seed, went to ultimate tiebreaker, taking on Sammy Thomas of Stroudsburg, who came in as a possible champ threat. Obviously, he had some credentials coming in from last year, but Pineda and him were in the same half. And Krause also won in overtime over Joe Barno of Emmaus. That was 3-1 and sudden victory.
Talked about third meeting between these two this season, so very familiar with each other. You're Jace Krause. You're trying to close that gap, especially here in the district final. Not only close the gap, but take over that gap, if you will, and get the district title for yourself.
We mentioned Jamar Billman, so he's in his 2nd season at Easton. Now the Rovers have gone 2 consecutive years without crowning a district champ. They have 2 in the finals. Jonathan Myers will be their other representative at 132. But the reason why that number is such a big deal is they had gone 68 consecutive years, every year of the tournament, up until 2 seasons ago, 2015, where they had a district champ at least once. Last year, in 2016, no champ. So Pineda would like to end that, and Jamar Billman would like to get his first district champion. The Rovers have 185 district champs, and the most was the 7 back in 1996, 0-0 after 1.
Coming here by Krause. Wow, Pineda, monster lift there and sticks Krause right on his back. Oh my! Jonathan Pineda with an unbelievable lift and sticks Kraus. You can see it here. Watch his beautiful inside lift. He got so much leverage here, didn't even need to kick out with his left leg. Once he got Kraus on his back, he was flat and stuck in there 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
Breaks the 2-year run.
And that's one way to crown your first district champion if you're Jamar Dillman. And what's crazy about you do not see heavyweights being able to lift with that much power and leverage. And Jace Kraus is, if I recall, he's pretty in the 250, 260 range, so he's up there. And Pineda's showing you the power and strength that he has.
Yeah, he was trying to step into a Turk ride, coming down, didn't have to.
You see, absolutely, you see that left leg, because normally when you do that lift, you actually look for that Turk or bump with your leg out. He went to bump, and he was so, Kraus's hips were so high in the air, he couldn't even bump him.
Well, again, jump over to Double A. So you're going to wait until they're finished there at 195. Colt Schaefer, Tri-Valley, picking up Dane Sensitz of Saucon. And Schaefer's up 4-2. 30 seconds to go in the second period. Saucon Valley coming in a tight second place behind Northwestern, heading into the placement matches. They and the Tigers each had a district AA best 10 still alive. And make that Census that's leading 4-2. He wearing the red anklet. Census will go up 6-2 for the takedown. Well, we're giving you bonus coverage here at Double A because we've had 3 consecutive pins on the AAA mat, which doesn't happen very often in a district final.
No. That's very abnormal for the district finals to see falls, let alone back to back to back.
Well, it started with Nate Stein, who is going to get the Pinner Award because he's going to have 4 of them. He pinned Robert Spezza of Becca in the second period. Greg Bensley with the fall in the first over Mike St. Justy of Pottsville. And then we just saw Jonathan Pineda get the fall in 2:16 after a scoreless opening period. So Census of Saucon Valley is up 6-2 in the third, 1:27 to go. Six will be next when we turn to the AAA mat. Championships left. The AAA level mat, Mayor Peyton Brown waiting. Seconds to go, Census up 6-2 in the third. Census looking to add to this lead, 6-2 lead, under 10 to go. The Saucon Valley senior, sophomore, he's going to win it 6-2 in Ethan Mordaunt and Jim Thorpe, who was the 4 seed. Census came in as a 2. Champion at 195. So there's Matt Mayer, the freshman for Becca. He's 18-8, taking on Peyton Brown, the junior for Emmaus, 27-2. Mayer wrestled the entire year up at 113, came down for the postseason. 2-time junior high champ for Becca, first at 107 last year and first at 92 in 2016. Peyton Brown was district 5th last year for the Greenhorns at 27-9. Was 19-16 as a freshman and junior high first at 87 pounds back in 2015. He comes in at 73-27, and Mayer scores the first takedown.
Solid opening takedown there by the Bethlehem Catholic freshman. We saw Matt Mayer up at 113 all season long until the injury to Dylan Murphy. His teammate came back, wasn't able to beat him out. But Matt Mayer taking over the spot at 106, who we did see throughout the season. Nate Lackton was here for the Bethlehem Catholic Golden Hawks all season long, but for personal reasons did not make the tournament here at 106. So you fill in Matt Mayer. Matt Mayer becomes the #1 seed because of his credentials at 113, and not only that, you're in the district final against the tough junior Peyton Brown.
So Brown has 2 losses. One of them was to Nate Lackman that Darren mentioned. That came in a dual meet between Emmaus and Becca back on the 14th of December, 6-1. Brown's other loss to Damon McGee of Blair on the 28th of December, 3-1.
Caution on Mayer. Just 7 seconds to go here in this opening period at 106 pounds. The 10th out of the night. We started this district finals at 138 pounds.
2-1 in favor of Mayer after 1. He's going to go neutral in the second. They're going to beat Tyrese Fleming of Liberty in the semis, and Peyton Brown, a 19-4 technical fall win over Owen Oakley of Blue Mountain in the semis. He's the 1 and 2 seeds in this weight class.
Mayer being the aggressor on their feet so far, obviously with that opening takedown in that first period. Single shot there by Brown. Scramble gonna come here. Who's gonna get the higher hips? Always higher hips, higher head usually win, and it's Mayer coming out on top of that scramble to now take a 4-1 advantage.
And nicely done by Mara, the freshman.
One-point escape would be huge here for Brown, and just the same for Mayer. If he can maintain not giving up a point here late in the second period, that would be huge entering the third period.
4-1 after 2. Brown's going to take top.
Here you see that scramble takedown. Really hang on to anything Brown in there. Kind of Mayer immediately as he rolled through, immediately got his hips off the mat and got higher hips. And great job there by the freshman.
Mayer scrambles out of that for the reversal. We go up 6-1, a little setback by Brown attempted. And now with the escape, make it 6-2.
And Brown obviously likes that top position, hence why Mayer chose neutral in the third period. But Mayer's been the aggressor, resting a smart bout, but not only fundamentally, but strategy-wise is perfect how he's wrestling. Get that opening takedown in that first period, lead 2-1. Your choice in that second period, I gotta lead, I can take him down again, I'm going neutral, I'm not giving him a chance. If you're Peyton Brown and you love that top position, you somehow gotta get a takedown to get to that top position, but it's been all Mayer on his feet. And not only that though, that was beautiful reversal there by Mayer. Close to back points was Brown, but didn't quite get the count. Mayer with the reversal. Takedown there by Mayer. His third takedown in this bout. Just been really dominant from his top or from his neutral position.
And the Golden Hawks looking to end the drought. They had Ryan Anderson win a district title at the first weight, 138 and 9 cents. They'll score again. Reversal for Brown.
And a 2-point takedown for Mayer. Reversal Brown. Now they might be seeing if it's, I don't know if it's why they're going over to the scorer's table. We do have blood time now on Mayer.
It's 19 seconds to go in the third.
You see that scrambler neutral here, nice throw there by Mayer, so 2-point takedown Mayer. And good movement there by Brown, staying with it, 2-point reversal. So it looks like they might have waved off that takedown, which they did. That's why I went over the scores tip. So no takedown for Mayer, just a takedown for Brown. That makes it a little different. Makes it 8-5 now in favor of Mayer.
Well, he can Brown if he can get a turn. They're doing his best to stay long. He's going to get a stalling warning. And he'll hold on and win it. 8-5 is going to be your final. So Matt Mayer, the freshman, down from 113, wins a district title for the Golden Hawks.
Number 17.
the mat for Liberty. The junior at 30-1. And Nick O'Neill, the junior for Pottsville, at 27-6. Only 36-5, District 3rd Region 5th last year, and 24-12 as a freshman. Junior high 4th in 2015, 90-18 career record. O'Neill, 36-12 a year ago, District and Region runner-up. And as a freshman, 36-9, District and Region 5th. 99-27, his career record. Now again, Maloney listed with just one loss. He actually has two, the second one coming in district duels. So Maloney lost to Jacob Blair of Muncie 8-7 on the 6th of January, which was, Blair was 8th in the state last year at 106. And Sam Hanley was Maloney's second loss, but that coming in the district duels. That'll count next week. He lost to him 11-7. O'Neill has 6 losses. He lost to Nazareth. Andrew Smith was one of them. Ryan Sullivan of Shaler, who was second in the state last year at 106. Lost to J.J. White of Wyoming Valley West and Angelo Rini of St. Ed's, who was 5th in the Ohio Division II tournament last year at 106. Maximino Mendez of Council Rock South and DQ to Upper Perks Gavin Marks on the 6th. Both of these guys battle-tested for the postseason.
And looks like we're going to have blood time once again. Lots of blood time here tonight in the district finals. This time it's on O'Neill of Pottsville.
Pottsville having 3 in the finals again here tonight. Just like a year ago. Cole Painter lost to Cade Wilson. Mike St. Justy lost to Greg Bensley. And O'Neill here. Pottsville having 3 for the first time ever a year ago. All 3 guys also losing in the district final. Looking for their first district champ since 2002.
Yeah, both these guys have been very impressive, very tough. 113, these next 4 weights, the depth of these next 4 weights are pretty impressive. So you get to the finals of the next 4 weights, you're doing something special. And once again, you might see some different matchups next week in that regionals. It's the district finalists here, or even semifinal matchups might change for next week, or probably will change. And might see some different results. But in the end, though, these next 4 weights depth-wise have been 4 of the toughest that District 11 has to offer this season.
Yeah, no question about it. The random weight picked was a nice spot to finish with some strength here. I mentioned Maloney, one of his losses was the Hanley of Northampton. That's who O'Neill beat in overtime today, 3-1 in sudden victory.
That's what O'Neill loves to do. I'm just going to say he tried that dump earlier on in the first period. It was unsuccessful. Maloney not able to defend it there, but late takedown there by the junior O'Neill. Here you see a good job, nice quick explosion, has that arm and just immediately hits the dump. Nice job of holding on to that arm and popping his head free. That's the key. Once he popped his head free, that was control against Maloney, and it looks like we're going to have blood time once again for O'Neill. Our 11th bout of the evening. Started at 138 pounds, now we're at 113. Maloney and Nick O'Neill. Nick O'Neill for Pottsville, Matt Maloney for Liberty. quick escape by Maloney. 2-1, favor of O'Neill. Deep shot here. Getting extended is Maloney. Good sprawl, heavy hips here by O'Neill. Try to cut the corner through Maloney, but a nice job of staying square and staying heavy by O'Neill. Staying heavy on the head. Use that tap and go. Look for the dump once again by O'Neill. Well defended this time by Maloney.
That takedown that he scored O'Neill late in the first is big. We'll have choice in the third period up a point. It's going to be tough to score from your feet again in this bout between these two.
Yeah, with the power and strength of O'Neill, a lot of Maloney's shots have been straight on. He's not able, he needs to get more of an angle, set it up better, and get an angle on those shots. O'Neill is well aware, really quick, powerful down lower half of the body by O'Neill. Looks like it landed on the face there. Looks like that plug came out of his nose, and you see the blood coming out of that left nostril of O'Neill.
Jody Caron there, the head coach at Liberty, 25 seasons. Already has a district champ tonight. Damon Moyer winning one at 182.
Cleaned up. Back at it we go. You see Maloney wants to ride that top position, looking for the lift and Turk. Good job of feeling that out, getting to his feet. And he quickly takes a 3-1 lead.
Another guy's been warned. We'll see if Maloney can force the action. He's got a minute and a half to go.
Oh, nice misdirection shot there. He's been shooting on that right leg constantly of O'Neill and did a good job of faking right, shooting to that left leg. Not only shooting, scoring, finishing to tie the bout up at 3. And it looks like blood time once again. It was a great misdirection shot there. Here you see it. Maloney's been shoot to that right leg. Gets a nice head tap, and you see he sprawled with that right leg, and O'Neill expecting him to shoot to that and went to the opposite leg. That's a very good in-bout adjustment there by Maloney. Actually saw that in the semifinals too against the top seed Andrew Smith of Nazareth. Maloney scoring 3 takedowns all to that same leg. But Smith did not make the adjustment in that semifinal bout, and you see Maloney, or Amir Maloney made his own adjustment as he couldn't get to that right leg, couldn't get that right. He did a beautiful job of shooting to that left leg and finishing.
We're going to see the wrap across the face now on O'Neill to keep this plug in, to make sure they don't have to stop, at least hoping not to have to stop it again, and try to keep the pace of this match going.
One of the most uncomfortable ways to wrestle. Very difficult to breathe. That and also a mask. You see wrestlers, you don't see it much often anymore with broken nose or something you can't be hit in the face. But wrestling with a mask, the peripheral vision you have in wrestling is lost with that mask. But here, lose the uncomfortableness of the wrap, but then the breathing factor as well. But these guys are tough enough. They don't mind it. They'll get after it here, trying to get that district gold. Both looking for their first district gold.
Maloney was third last year, O'Neill second. And there's the escape quickly. Let's see if Maloney tries to shoot again. The same approach.
And he's picking up the pace as Maloney, getting more into his groove, controlling ties, controlling the head. Good snap down attack there. Both these guys, plenty of juice left in the tank. Maloney has O'Neill off balance. You see with his level changes, good movement of the hands, good hand control. Has O'Neill a little off balance here, really controlling the head, controlling the ties, and there's a stalling warning against O'Neill.
46.4 seconds to work, enough time that Maloney could get another one in again.
Good job of hooking that leg. He pops his head. He's going to get the 2-point takedown, but he needs to get those hips flat of O'Neill. If you're Maloney, he's got the head out. The power and strength of those hips by O'Neill. Well defended there by O'Neill.
Well, Maloney had O'Neill's that back foot trapped between his knee, and when he tried to move in better position, O'Neill able to free it. O'Neill's up 4-3.
O'Neill takes a shot with that stalling warning, what he needed to do.
He's going to win it. 4-3. Dick O'Neill of Pottsville wins his first district title, and for the Crimson Tide, their first since 2002.
Good bout there, 113 pounds.
Number 120, Sean Pearson of Nazareth, the junior, 31-5. Cameron Enriquez, the junior for Stroudsburg, 29-5. Pearson was fourth in the state last year, district third, region first, 27-7. And went 30-7 as a freshman, 88-19 career record for Pearson. Enriquez was state sixth last year, district champ, region second at 33-5. And 30-15 as a freshman, district and region fourth. Pearson in first, but nothing yet. There it is. I believe the takedown was awarded. He's still in control and a great scramble. They'll stay in control. We're going to talk about it now.
Quite the flurry there by Enriquez and Pearson.
Yeah, it's takedown for, oh, they're going to take down in reversal?
No, I think.
Right, yeah.
He was holding up
Well, not only
2
that,
and 1.
but when their scramble was going out of bounds, Jason Magnichar official was indicating with the green hand that Pearson was still in control. So Pearson gets the escape. He's up 3-2.
And these guys are very familiar with one another, although Enrique's been at 120 all season long. Sean Pearson wrestled 126 most of the season. Came down towards the end of the season, wrestled 120. Wow. Blood time once again, or is that just blood from the previous match? No blood on these wrestlers. That must be from the previous match. But as I was saying, these guys very familiar with one another. Wrestled 4 times last year. Split the series, if you will. Went 2-2. Sean Pearson actually won the final 2 matchups. District finals, Enriquez got the best of Sean Pearson and in the dual meet. But then at regional finals, Sean Pearson beat Enriquez, and then in the losers bracket at state tournament, Sean Pearson got the best. So these guys very familiar with one another.
A pretty good scramble to start things off. So Pearson's got a 3-2 lead. So it was takedown, reversal, and then Pearson with the escape. So Pearson, as Darren mentioned, has wrestled all but 4 bouts at 126 this season. Pearson has 2 losses this year. 2 of the losses that stand out. Travis Mastro Giovanni of Blair, who was a national prep champ last year at 113, lost to him at the B 6-1. And he lost to Mark Salvatore at the same tournament of Malvern Prep, who was a national prep 3rd place finisher last year at 126. He's lost to Kenny Herman of Becca 3 times. We'll see Herman next. And he's also lost to Travis Brown of Liberty 8-5. Those are Pearson's losses this year.
Yeah, and Sean Pearson stints, and here you see the opening takedown, just a low, quick single there by Sean Pearson. Has control of the hips there, a funk roll attempt there by Enriquez. And there was a wild scramble after that. Not escape. Enriquez makes it 3-3.
So Enriquez has 5 losses. He's hit some pretty solid competition as well. He lost to Darren Miller of Kiski, who was 3rd last year at 106. Jarrett Lane of Southern Columbia, who was 1st at 113 last year. And Doug Zapp of Downingtown West, who was a champ at 106 last year as well, along with Logan Ninos of Northampton, that was most recently on the 1st of this month, Antoine Allen of LaSalle, and Charles Escalera of Wyoming Seminary, 7-4.
Since the drop for Sean Pearson to 120, which he'd been winning in 120, like I said, towards the end of the postseason, still wrestled 126 there. But early in the season, he defeated Logan Macri of Cannon McMillan, who placed 5th last year at States, and he actually beat state champion Doug Zapp 2 times this year from Downingtown West. Has Sean Pearson won just recently in the state duels. And then also defeated Darren Miller, as you talked about, from Kiskeira, who placed in the state last year as well. So some very quality wins for Sean Pearson, being down at 120. But Enriquez, with his record, he's beaten just about everybody he's faced this season. Nice quick high crotch there. Good defense here so far by Enriquez.
Pearson with the takedown. We'll put him up 5-3.
Key escape there by Enriquez. Pearson just allowed the escape with 25 seconds to go. And why I say that is key, because it's going to be Sean Pearson's choice in that 3rd period. But just to say what I know, he allows the escape because he tries to get a takedown late here in the 2nd period. Enriquez holding on.
Yeah, no change. 5-4. Pearson heading into the 3rd. You'd rather have a 5-3 than a 5-4 lead heading into the final period.
Here you see that last takedown by Pearson. Beautiful high crotch. Not panicking, not panicking. Enriquez going to step around with his right leg. And once he does that, Pearson does a good job of maintaining hips and wanted to attack the head, but bellied out did Enriquez.
Pearson with the escape. We'll go back up 2.
again to that same side. Scramble position here. 2-point takedown for Pearson. His third takedown of the bout. Now leads 8-4.
Making 8-5. Pearson looking to have Nazareth go 3 for 3 in the finals.
Good job of Pearson, just lowering his level, really controlling the ties and head of Enriquez. He kind of, just like Maloney did to O'Neill last bout, getting him off balance. Enriquez, though, he's a very good scrambler. If you don't finish right away on Enriquez, he's going to come out on top. But Pearson so far has been very consistent in finishing against Enriquez.
Take down for Pearson.
So it's going to be Nazareth Jr. Sean Pearson getting his first district title of his career. Blue Eagles for Nazareth go 3 for 3 in the finals.
Just wrapping up with a double leg mat, about set to go at 126. Finalists for the Golden Hawks. They've got 2 champs so far tonight. So Kenny Herman's going to be here for Becca, the sophomore, 26-9. And Josh Mason, the senior for Blue Mountain, at 26-1. Both guys wrestling in their first district final. Herman was state 7th last year, district 4th, region 3rd. It was his freshman year, and as an 8th grader, junior high champ at 107, Herman comes in 63-24. But Mason was 40-8 last year, district 4th, region 2nd. They went 25-4 and 20-6 in his sophomore and freshman year, but did not place in the district tournament. Comes in with a career record of 111-19. Mason's only loss this year is to Jonathan Myers, 2-1 in the tiebreak, and we'll see Myers next at 132.
This should be a dandy. 2 very solid, technically sound wrestlers. Josh Mason just, I was just going to say, loves to scramble and scores a lot of points from scrambling. But Kenny Herman, on the other hand, loves that top position and is good on the mat, too. These are very similar wrestlers. But Josh Mason, very tall, very lanky, powerful in his own right. It's just awkward to wrestle at times. That's not a knock on him by any means. He's just very difficult to get his hands on. Him in the semifinal bout against Jagger Condomiti just went back and forth with random positions. As Mason coming out on top, 9-2. But these guys are very similar wrestlers in regards to love wrestling on the mat.
And Herman scored a late takedown in his semifinal win over Nick Dolak of Parkland to win it 4-3. And Herman's seen some pretty solid competition throughout the course of the season. One of his losses, Darren mentioned his name a little while ago, Logan Macri of Cannon Mac. He lost to him earlier this year. He has 2 losses to 2 separate national prep champs. Bo Bartlett of Wyoming Seminary was national prep champ last year at 120, and Travis Mastro Giovanni of Blair, he was a national prep champ at 113. That came in the Ironman. He also lost in the Beast to Patrick Lurie of Del Barton, who was a state champ in Jersey last year at 120, and he's got 2 losses this year to Patrick Noonan of Stroudsburg, who we thought would be a factor in this weight class.
Yeah, unfortunate to see Patrick Noonan out of Stroudsburg. It would have definitely been a factor in this weight class, an already deep weight class. Yeah, Noonan would have been made things even more interesting at a very difficult weight. Oh, nice takedown there by Mason.
So Blue Mountain already with a champ. They had 2 in the finals. Nate Stein got things started in what was 3 consecutive pins. Blue Mountain, the last time they've had multiple champs in the same year was 2011. Noonan Stroudsburg, sophomore, was District 3rd, Region 4th last year, but he's had a pretty solid season. Didn't compete, was expected to compete, did not in this weight class. He's actually going to be the 2 seed in this weight.
Here you see the takedown, just a shrug attempt there by Herman, but just thrown by and back trip by Mason. Control on the bottom here by Herman. Scooted out of bounds was Herman, but Mason maintaining control. Riding that right side of Herman, pressuring forward, now trying to tie up some wrists. Herman, I was going to say, he's very selective, very waiting for that moment. And once he gets able to get his hips free, he does. And then a smart move there by Herman, not to stay on the mat with Mason, just get free and work from your feet.
Big escape with under a minute to go.
Just circling the center of the mat, not doing a whole lot. It's going to be Mason's choice, leading 2-1 in the period.
He's going to go neutral.
Mason feeling comfortable, up 2-1, knowing Herman loves that top position. Interesting choice, considering Mason loves to be on the mat and roll around with the mat. But knowing Kenny Herman, if you're going to have picked any three of his positions, his best position is that top position.
The risk of going top if you're Mason, you give up an escaping tide. Whereas here, hasn't been worn, you could be a little bit more conservative if that's the angle you go. Plus, he has scored the only takedown.
A shot out of bounds there for Herman. Both these guys look to capitalize off their opponent's shot. And that's how Mason did get that opening takedown. It was a shrug attempt by Herman. And there you see a nice head inside single by Mason. This is going to be a possible scramble here to see who gets that takedown. Or maybe just a stalemate as there was no movement.
55.1 to go. Yeah, Herman, instead of putting himself in position to maybe score off of that, it was more of a defensive mode. Not get the takedown.
We've seen Herman throughout the season. He's very calculated, and he's very comfortable in this one-point match, even trailing by one. You talked about it. Saw it in the semifinals against Nick Dolak at Parkland. Trailing by one with a minute 15 to go. Nick Dolak kind of sat back and was comfortable with that one-point lead, and Herman finally got him in the final about 20 seconds or so. And here, he's very comfortable. He's very calculated with what he does. So, and he's been in this situation before. So, even though he trails by one, and hasn't been close to a takedown with 30 seconds to go, he's not by any means uncomfortable.
Seconds ago, they'll stalemate. Still 2-1.
No stalling warnings by either wrestler, so it shouldn't affect that. And just an exposed right leg there by Herman. Mason grabbing it. Now going to look to try to convert. Comes up with it.
Mason's going to win it. 2-1. Blue Mountain 2 for 2 tonight. Catholic 3 for 6, or 3 and 6, I should say, in the finals tonight. That was their last champion. We'll go to the final. 132. Patrick Gould on the mat for East Strasburg South, the junior 24-2. And Jonathan Myers here for Easton, the sophomore 24-3. Gould's a two-time 8th place finisher in the state tournament. Looking for his 3rd district title. Was region 3rd last year, region runner-up as a freshman at 32-6 and 33-6 in his last 2 seasons, career record of 89-14. Myers won a junior high title in 2016, district 5th, region 4th. Last year, going 39-10, 63-13 is his career record.
Yeah, both underclassmen, one junior for Gould, sophomore from Jonathan Myers, but 2 of the top wrestlers in the district by far. 2 guys that are going to get after it here in our final bout of the evening.
These 2 semifinals that we saw earlier today were the best of the morning/afternoon, and we're going on simultaneously. Gould beat Devin Britton 10-9, and Myers beat Jared Papsy of Becca 3-1 in overtime in sudden victory. And it was really hard to keep your eye on both of them, but real entertaining semifinals.
Yeah, definitely the most entertaining semifinals throughout this morning's round. You talked about it. We didn't know which mat to watch. You know, the low-scoring Myers Papsy mat looks like we banged heads there, but Dieter steps in, but Gould's all right. The Myers Papsy bout, just real tightly wound. Third time they met this year, close. You talked about it, sudden victory. But the Gould Britain bout, man, both guys just really getting after each other. Flurries all over the place. High energy. Gould looked like he was running out of a little bit of steam at the end, but found a way to beat the very tough junior Devin Britton of Northampton. So very exciting semifinals, and you could potentially, more than likely, see the same action next weekend at this weight as well.
Well, these two met during the regular season. It was back on December the 13th. Gould beat Myers 2-1. 0-0 after one. Gould's got two losses. Gunnar Fuss of Harry S. Truman 10-8, and Charles Cunningham of Seton Hall Prep 9-3, both on the 13th of January. Myers, his other two losses outside of the one to Gould, Nick Ramo of Hanover Park 3-2, and Shane Van Ness of Blair 3-1.
Both these guys very physical, especially for underclassmen, not scared to mix it up. As you saw in that first period, no takedown, but a lot of head slapping, a lot of physical battles between these two.
This is the only finalist for East Stroudsburg South tonight. Gould was their 9th district champ a year ago. Colby M. just won the one prior to that 3 years earlier in 2014. It broke a 23-year run for East Stroudsburg South without a district champ. Escaped going to Gould for a 1-0 lead. We've already seen Easton crown a champ. Jonathan Pineda won at 285, ending a 2-year run for the Rovers without a district titleist.
Trying to mix it up, trying to get Myers off balance. Oh, nice duck under to a high crotch for Myers. Gould trying to spin around the back and hook the leg. There's a battle here for the takedown. Both guys just really grinding it out. Myers contentious, hanging onto that ankle, looking for a stalemate. Gould trying to free that ankle to get the takedown. There's the stalemate.
Yeah, Myers wasn't letting go of that ankle.
Oh, absolutely not. Coaches wanted him to stand up with that to get better position, but he was content hanging on, looking for that stalemate. So it worked out well for Myers.
1-0 after two. Myers' choice, so go underneath.
Caution on Myers.
Quick escape, 1-1.
We're going to settle it on our feet. Just waiting for that opening. We're still deep, quick double by Myers. Can he finish? Great job of bringing him down, hooking the legs. Very, very nice takedown and finish by Myers. Lots of forward pressure here by Myers. Now Gold to his feet.
And Myers taking some key time off just by holding on, not allowing Gold to the boundary. They're still in, and there they'll go out with 21.6 to go.
And very smart wrestling there by Myers.
Two. Myers is going to win it. 3-2 is your final on the strength of that late takedown.
Here you see that final takedown. Watch us lower the level. Beautiful head setup. Explosion. But the key against good wrestlers, you need to finish. Good job of bringing him down safely and then immediately controlling hips and locking those legs. That was the difference in the bout. Rode out for another about 25 seconds before allowed the escape to win 3-2 and get an Easton second district champ of the night.
We'll step aside and come back and wrap things up from Liberty's Memorial Gym. Welcome back to Liberty's Memorial Gym. 14 champions crowned tonight, a lot of entertainment, and these guys take step number one on their way to Hershey for your district championship tonight. We even saw 3 falls, which you don't usually see in a district final. So we had 4 returning district champs. All of them were able to come back and win it again, and that'll bring us to our first order of business here. And Sammy Sasso, who comes in with 171 career wins for Nazareth, is going to be your Kleckner's most valuable wrestler. Obviously a guy that has won 4 of them, looking for another state title, gets that award tonight.
Sammy Sasso, as you talked about, Nazareth's most wins in the history of that program. Quite the feat, just dominant on his feet. 7 takedowns for Sammy Sasso. You see that. Another one, and here's another one coming. Very technical, calculated with his takedowns. As I talked about during the broadcast, #1 ranked wrestler in the country at 145 pounds. Just fundamentally sound, technically sound. All the takedowns on the edge of the mat, able to finish on the edge of the mat. There you see another one, no back point, but 7 takedowns, ended up getting a major decision, 15-6.
Most valuable wrestler, Sammy Sasso, brought to you by Kleckner's. It'll take us now to our move of the match, and we were a little hesitant on where to go for a while, but we have 3 consecutive pins. So we're going to give it to Nate Stein, who got what could be to some a surprising fall over Robert Spezza.
He just ties up both arms there. The #1 seed, Robert Spezza. Nate Stein walks around the head, and that's Spezza in all kinds of trouble, as you see. Pressured down, both elbows tied. Spezza had nowhere to go. Nate Stein with the fall coming up here. 2 minutes and 35 seconds for our move of the match.
Blue Mountain, the Eagles, going 2 for 2 here tonight in the finals, and now that brings us to our post-match highlights, brought to you tonight by Rothrock. And we talked a little bit about Sammy Sasso. We've got to visit him again. The 4-timer, tremendous, and obviously he's only got the 1 loss this season, looking for another state gold. Taking on Cole Handelbeck, who kept it as close as possible. 9-3 after 2, but just too much Sasso tonight.
Yeah, and did the best that he could. Tried to defend him the best that he could, but we saw as being the most valuable wrestler, just technically sound. I mean, there's not an ounce of flaw in his wrestling game. Getting the 15-6, we talked about major decision, and 4-time district champion.
Go to 285, and Easton's Jonathan Pineda The senior taking on James Krause was 0-0 after one.
Just an unbelievable pickup. And Pineda just dropped Krause safely to the mat and got the fall in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. And you see the excitement there by Jonathan Pineda getting the goal for the Easton Red Rovers.
It ends a 2-year drought for the Rovers. They crown a district champ. Up next, 120, Sean Pearson of Nazareth, Cameron Enriquez of Stroudsburg. These two guys very familiar with each other.
Yeah, this is their 5th meeting now. 4 times last year they met. This is their 1st time this year meeting, but very familiar. Here's the opening takedown by Sean Pearson. And then a quick reversal coming up right here by Enriquez to tie the bout up at 2. Out of bounds they go. Takedown Pearson, reversal Enriquez made it 3-2 after the first period. And then it was all Sean Pearson after that first period. Another takedown here in the second period made it 5-4 after 2. And then a 5-point third period was the difference. 2 takedowns and escape. Here you see the second takedown in that third period. This made the score 10-5, and that would be your final as Sean Pearson grabs his first district championship for himself.
Pearson moving on. Nazareth going 3 for 3 in the finals. And our last highlight, our final bout of the night, 132. Patrick Gould of East Stroudsburg South taking on Jonathan Myers of Easton. 2 guys. Now Gould, a 2-time state eighth. They kept this as the last match on purpose. A real entertaining final.
Yeah, it was 1-0. That made that escape there by Myers made it 1-1. Deep, and then here you deep double shot by Myers, which ended up being your winning takedown. So it's Jonathan Myers getting a 3-2 victory for himself in the Easton Red Rovers' 2nd district gold of the night. Here you see that final takedown.
So Myers gives Easton their 2nd district champ. We'll take a look at our recap. Ryan Anderson started things off winning his 1st district gold against Zach Wortman. Sammy Sasso, we mentioned his 4th over Cole Handelvik. Luca Frinzi had Becca go 2 for 2, his 1st district title against Lenny Pinto. Caden Wright, 1-1 for Emmaus, injury default. Mikey Lewis injuring that shoulder, couldn't continue. So Wright, the sophomore, gets the district championship. Cade Wilson wins his 2nd over, Cade Wilson at 170 wins it over Cole Painter. Damon Moyer gets the win at 182 over Tavion Banks. Liberty goes 2 for 2 tonight, or tries to go 2 for 2. They would lose later on. Nate Stein gets one for Blue Mountain, the pin over Spezza. Greg Bensley, the 1st district champ for Pocono Mountain West since the early 2000s over Mike St. Justy. Jonathan Pineda, the fall for Easton. Matt Mayer wins for Becca. Nick O'Neill wins for Pottsville. The 1st champ for them since Josh Evans did it in 2002. Sean Pearson we just saw, and then Josh Mason wins for Blue Mountain. The Eagles go 2 for 2, and Jonathan Myers closes it off at 132. So a great night of wrestling here. Again, the top 5 here in District 11 move on to the regionals. That'll be here next week. We'll have that coverage for you right here on Service Electric. Step number 1 taken care of tonight on their way to Hershey. Bethel Catholic had the team championship wrapped up at AAA before we headed into the finals. Hope you enjoyed our live coverage here tonight. That'll do it from Liberty's Memorial Gym. For our director, Doug Long, for my partner, Darren Danner, and everyone here at Service Electric TV2 Sports, I'm Doug Heater, saying so long from Liberty. We'll see you right back here next week for the Northeast Regional Finals.